I go to bed, probably 11:30, and I wake up around 2, 3, and I can't sleep. But as soon as I wake up, I have a word that's literally right in my head. Like if you woke up in the morning and go, oh, it's the sunshine. Well, I wake up and I say, oh, breath. And so the minute I see that word, I have to keep the other words from invading, other words coming in, telling a story around that, or a story's contradicting that word, or a sentence. I have to remember just that word. So over the 19 paintings, I trained myself how to remember the one word. So now I have the word for the next painting. And I'd go in my studio and just sit there and look at the canvas and just say the word over and over and over. And it became like a map. It's extremely old, and I think the age of the technique is actually embedded in it. And anyone that comes in contact with it is going to come in contact with just an ancient historical legacy. Number one, how it dries very quickly. Number two, it's very mutable, changeable. Number three, the medium itself is actually capable of containing all kind of additives such as mineral pigment or metallic pigment. And for me, it's like music. You put it down like 1001, 1002, and it's dry, like a musical note, 1001, 1002, and it's gone. So there's a kind of I call it hot way of painting. Not only is encaustic hot, but the way you make it is hot, meaning you're committed to the momentum of the technique. The momentum drives you because you're not waiting for it to dry. So if you have something to say, you can keep saying it over and over, and it's the layering. And the layering is a metaphor in a way for history. Each painting, once the first one was complete, then the next painting, when I would start it, there must have been some sort of storyline coming over, crosstalk into the next painting. But it's been important that these paintings be seen as they were painted because they actually document a period of time, March 15th to January 20th, 2021. And in that period of time, we have profound historical events happening all around us. And I just wanted to get out of the way so the paintings could occur. And they needed to occur at their own pace. And I had no idea how many that I would be doing, but I got to number 19, and that was it. This is a term I actually learned from Walter Hobbs. And Walter and our friends, Walter was a curator at the Corcoran for years and considered one of the really prime motivators of modernist American art. Walter, I was in a band and we would finish playing a lot of times. By the time I packed up and got everything to bring back home and everything, could be sometimes as late as 3 o'clock. So I'd get home and I'd go to the 7-Eleven in the area where we lived on Columbia Road, and there would be Walter buying cigarettes and a Coca-Cola, if you could believe that. So Walter would drink Coca-Cola and smoke cigarettes at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning while he's working on one of his many books or catalog essays or something. And he liked the idea that I had this band that I was doing art to, and we would hang out and he would just talk and I would listen. And I'd be all hyped up and pumped up from playing music and stuff. And Walter would just talk, I mean, until he got through the Coke and 3 or 4 cigarettes, right? And one time he said to me, he said, where you are is where it's at. And I said, what do you mean, Walter? And he said, where you are is where it's at. And I said, you mean right here where I am right now? He said, yes, this is it. Where you are is where it's at. Wear your neurosis on your sleeve. That's what he told me. Wear your neurosis on your sleeve. And I thought, wow, yeah, okay, I think I should do that. Radical provincialism is my way of saying what Walter said to me. Kind of, it's ready, close at hand, within reach. I hope it. I hope to create a dialogue that has a little bit more of a definitive place to understand my work. Um, I've been working like this for years, but this condensed version of what I do is, I think, a way to explain to people more about how the internal dialogue inside my work, and how these pieces crosstalk, and how the work it creates a language of its own.